Good afternoon, brethren, and welcome back to another episode of The Level, the place where Freemasons meet to have the open discussions that we want, without fear of judgment, reprisal, or negativity. Today, I am joined by my co-host, the one, the only, Brother Alonzo Leroy Williams.
It is great to be back. I feel like the time is running so quickly. Before we know it, it's Sunday. I'm excited about it. We have something to look forward to. I hope everyone is excited about it as us. We have another great brother in studio tonight, and that is none other than Brother Tito Russell. Please give a hand to Brother Tito Russell. Brother Russell, please give our audience a little bit about yourself. You are no stranger to us, but everybody would like to know a little bit about you, so please do so at this time.
All right, big brother. It is a pleasure to be here once again amongst good brethren. I'm excited to have this discussion. My name is Tito Russell. I am a past master of Carlton. I'm a member of Maxwell's, and I am here at your service to answer and all questions presented.
Awesome. And Brother Russell, we appreciate you taking this time on your Sunday when you could be doing a ton of other things to sit here with us and impart some knowledge on us that we know for a fact. You are never shy of assisting us whenever we are in doubt or in need. But today's topic, brethren, is how far am I required to go to assist a brother in need? And before anyone just has that knee-jerk reaction to answer that question, I want us to really think about that, right? We always talk about being our brother's keeper, but there's never a limit put on just how far should you go. Should you allow that brother full access to your house? Should you give him your car? Should you give him your bank account information? Should you open up your family to him? How far should you really go if a brother is in need of anything? So, Brother Russell, I'll let you take it from your perspective. How far should we really go?
Well, in my humble opinion, I would say that all of this depends on a variety of aspects. One could be, did you just meet this brother? Two could be, is this brother someone that you know? And with that being said, like your interaction with this brother determines a lot. If you know him, if you've had interactions with him and he chooses to lose before he take from you, that brother there, to me, I could do anything for him, because that's my view. My view is that I would prefer to give than to take from a brother. That's my objective. Now, that's one side of it.
Mm-hmm.
The other side is that if you see a brother and he's going through a period of his life that a high level of stress, and then you will have to deal with him based on that stress level.
Fair enough. And I think that's a good point. As brothers, I share that same sentiment in that, for me, it feels better to give than to receive. In the simplest form, when I give, I feel as though I benefit more from giving than actually getting something back. That's just me personally. So if I find that, I run across a brother who has that same mentality, it just feels normal and natural to assist, to the utmost, for me, whatever that may be. Right? And so I completely agree with that. Brother Williams, what say you on that side of things?
I definitely agree wholeheartedly with both of you. And Brother Tito made key points, and I think one of those key points that struck home for me is you basically have to have a discerning spirit, right?
Yes.
You have to be able to know the room, know the individuals, and I feel like your heart will lead you in the right direction. If we all are what we confess to be, then we are always wanting to give the best of ourselves to the world, let alone a brother.
Yes.
That's even more so. And I think as long as we treat everyone around us the way we would want to be treated,
Yes.
we'll always have an open heart to give.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be financially. Giving can be so much. A hug, a conversation, hey, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yes.
How are you? Those things go so far, right? And so I definitely agree with everything that was said.
Yes.
And also in studio, because we forgot to mention, we have our good old brother Denro Divine and brother Leon Carroll for the very first time. So we want to welcome both brothers to the level, and we hope that they will also feel comfortable contributing to this topic. So, brother Divine, have you ever found yourself in a position where you could assist a brother, and in that scenario / situation, did you feel obligated to, or did you just want to do it just out of the goodness of being, a good brother or having a great relationship with that brother?
All right, good night, and it's a pleasure to be here with you all. For me, it was a pleasure. I wouldn't say it was any type of burden, because that's just the person who I am. And like you said earlier, I understand that wholeheartedly, that it feels good to me to give. So seeing a brother in need, I'll never feel the need to look down on them, shun them in no type of way. So helping out a brother is something that I take pride in and I look forward to doing.
Fair enough. What say you, brother Carroll? Don't be nervous. It's only brothers.
Well, good afternoon, brother. Pleasure to be here with everyone today. Look forward on being here again next Sunday. My view on the question is just like everybody else. When it comes to helping, I just give it all to my heart and do what I have to do. But as far as going as far out my way, I look at everyone, I want them to be like me. I'm a person who loving and giving, so if you're the same way, I feel no way about you. I help you in every way possible I could.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just how I look at it from my view.
Now that just got me to thinking. Now, Brother Russell, you did mention, you started off by saying, what's your relationship to that brother? What does happen when, let's say a brother is in a strange place, right? Because we we as Freemasons, we don't. The beauty of Freemasonry is traveling, right,
Yes.
and fellowshipping.
Yes.
So what happens when a brother is in a strange place? He does not know any brother here, and he happens to be a brother in need. And I'm not just talking, let's say, not just talking financial or otherwise, but he just, he just needs a brother right then and there. Have you ever found yourself in that sort of situation? And if so, how did you assist, or how did you deal with it?
Well, in terms of brothers, you see, it goes back to having a pure heart. And like today, I saw a guy. I was coming from work this morning, and I saw a guy, and I picked him up because he was on the highway, and I just picked him up. That's all I did, because naturally that's what I would have done. And when he jumped in the car, we started talking, and started talking about his kids. He started talking about he's so appreciative of the ride that, and he went along the lines of, and I was like, boy, I just gave him a ride.
Like we mentioned before, sometimes you never know when a brother just like that might be a simple ride to you,
Yeah.
but that might as well have been $1 million to him.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I have never been in that type of situation. But I've heard there are brothers that spoke about being in those type situations, and they were assisted generously,
Mm-hmm.
greatly, and sometimes it could be, in my opinion, it's just the heart of a person.
Mm-hmm.
You have persons who just genuinely, they don't need no gift to be that person. They don't need anything else. Man, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That thank you is their $1 million.
Exactly.
And maybe that person was having a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
That thank you, like that's $1 million. So in terms of I've never directly been in that situation, but I've heard about things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, me personally, I've never myself. I came close in that a brother, I met him by Island Boys of all places.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Island Boys. Met him at Island Boys, and he I think at the time he was a very observant brother. So he saw that Derek and I greeted each other, and so he would have made himself known, and we got to talking, and he said, "Hey, I'm a stranger in this town, just visiting for a few days, and I just wanted some recommendations as far as places to go, things to do. Even if y'all doing something, I don't mind popping out and assisting, because I just feel isolated on this side. I came for work, but I want to have some fun too. I want to fellowship if I could, and just sitting down and having a conversation with him, it did him well. He lightened right up, because he was in the corner sitting by himself, and he really seemed like he was a little down and out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that was our small contribution. And we did actually, I can't remember what we were doing that weekend. If it was, this is when we used to go by the old temple in the back, and he had donated, I think, like a case of beers. He was like, "Hey, just in case I'm late and brothers show up, this is when we was doing back door. And he was excited to, and that was the closest I came to it. But I remember thinking to myself, boy, if I was ever in a strange place,
Right.
and in that sense in need of some assistance or guidance from a brother, I would hope that someone was
Return the favor.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the first thing that I was thinking.
Yeah.
Brother Williams, you ever had any experience similar to that?
I
'Cause
don't know.
knowing that you work where everyone has to pass through.
What I have had, I've had a lot of beautiful experiences with meeting people, and out of the blue, we kind of simultaneously have that look of, hey, I feel like you're amazing, right? And it turned into
Yes, you do
beautiful
have.
Yeah.
You do have that. Yeah.
beautiful conversations, beautiful, friendships. I remember I met a group of guys that were down here on a trip with their wives, first time ever to the Bahamas. And if they come across this, please don't quote me, but I want to say they were from Texas. And I definitely saw his symbol, and we kind of casually got into, and that was early on. So, I personally didn't know how far to go with the conversation,
Mhm.
type of thing. But we gradually got into a conversation. He went over, he called the three of his friends. We all greeted, we talked. They said, we didn't even know you guys had masonry here in the Bahamas, let alone Abaco. And I still have their number till, today. And every now and again, we exchange messages. But to me, that has always shocked me and been beautiful, right? Because it transcends the scope of just being in the Bahamas. It's like, no, you're a part of something much greater.
Mhm.
And that's
Yeah.
always beautiful
Yes.
to me.
And what resonates with me, just as you say it, and it brings full circle what Brother Russell started off with. I think the level to which a brother goes to assist another brother is reflective of his Masonic journey and his character
Yeah.
as a Mason,
Mm.
right? I think that's what it speaks to more so, because at the end of
Wow,
the
that is
day,
awesome.
Yeah. It is.
That
It is.
hit me. That hit me.
yeah, because at the end of the day, we all join Freemasonry for ourselves,
Yes.
right? No one else. And
Yeah.
so you only get back what you give.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to determine how much you want to give to this thing called Freemasonry, right? And just like how I mentioned, if you were that brother in need, how far would you want a brother to go, right, to assist you? Now, granted, and I got to be the devil's advocate a little bit here, I'm sure there are going to be brothers who try to use the craft for personal gain and use brothers in a way that is advantageous to them, but not necessarily, I would want to say, something that we would all applaud or approve of, right? And so, Brother Russell, what do you do when you run into that brother who he's always in distress? That brother is always, you know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
he's always he always
Yeah.
need a brother.
Yeah.
You know, what do you do when you run into
So-
those?
Yes. So you do come across these type of brothers from time to time. And I definitely would say that, it's a level of discernment. Definitely conversation. Because that communication thing, that works.
Mm-hmm.
You get to understand, feel, like how Brother Williams said earlier, feel the room.
Mm-hmm.
You get to feel the room, and you get to be able to understand where this person is coming from. And I always say what, why, where, and when.
Mm-hmm.
And if you could like get the answers for those things there, and then you could kind of manipulate from a me perspective to say, but something, this might hurt me today, but who knows?
Mhm.
Or, bro, it's like the fifth time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, come on.
I
Come
think
on, man.
it's like our district grandmaster always says. Freemasonry will find you out.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
definitely
It
will.
will find you out. And if those characteristics being the wrong ones,
Mm-hmm.
if you do them enough, we'll see who you are genuinely as a
Yeah.
person. And I
And
think, go ahead.
no, not to cut you off. I was just about to say something, but I'll wait till you finish.
No, please go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and the funny thing is, your reputation will precede you.
Yes.
If you are that type of
Yes.
Freemason, before you even get to a police,
Everybody gonna know. hey, you coming in? You coming?
yeah, exactly. And this world is so small that you could be traveling, I swear, to Jamaica, and the brothers down there, they'll get that heads up that hey, we can't tell you, we can't tell you any more than we could tell you, but. Don't be surprised
Yeah.
if from the
Yeah.
brother line
Yeah.
he in distress, and he needs.
He's always in.
Yeah.
He has the stress sign on his
Yeah,
forehead.
yeah, straight across, and sometimes his distress may come in the form of a cold bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
If you give him one, that's it. Don't
Yeah.
give him no more.
And I also think, as I sat here and thought about this great conversation, and your mind starts to go so many different places. My mind went to from early on when Brother Russell started talking. I think a big part of this too, a part that somehow ties into it so beautifully. If you commit to being a great steward,
Yes.
and you take ego out of the equation, which you should lose the
Ego
from
should
this.
have no part in Freemasonry.
yep.
But if you continue to want to be a great steward, then everything else should follow.
Yes.
Mhm.
You
Yes, totally
always want to
agree.
be the best version of you, and you will always be that person
Yeah.
that is there for the people around you.
Oh yeah.
As long as you be a great steward, but
Yeah.
you have to know how to do that, right?
Yeah.
And but
Yeah.
I thought about that.
Mhm.
How do you feel about that,
Yeah.
Brother Tito?
I definitely agree, and just the simple fact of sometimes when you're such a great steward, no matter where you go in Freemasonry in the Bahamas, everybody knows
Mhm.
Brother Carroll, Brother Divine,
Mhm.
Brother McDonald,
Yep.
Brother Williams, because hey, you have presented that like I'm giving you
Mhm.
hand rather than let me take it from you.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's a flip side, just as
Yep.
I could take from you. Sorry, I'm gonna give to you. People pay attention to hey, you coming to take.
Yeah. Mhm.
And so if you always a giver, if you are the person that giving, bro, trust me when I tell you, you're gonna receive
Yep.
double fold.
I wholeheartedly endorse and agree to that statement. That's I think that's the beauty of life, right? Now you may not receive it when you want to receive it.
Or from the person who you want to receive it, or who you think you should
Yeah.
be receiving it from.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
don't work
So
like
yeah,
that.
sometimes life has a weird way of
Yeah.
bringing you blessings when
Yeah.
you didn't expect it to come
Yeah.
based on things that you would have put out there, But the world is a beautiful place, and once you
Yeah.
are an honest brother who
Yeah.
who became a Freemason for the right reasons, and you give out of the goodness of your heart to another brother who is in need, you will definitely receive it tenfold. Tenfold.
Yeah.
So, one last question before we open it up to my favorite part of the podcast, which is we'll get to that in a split second since we have so many brothers here this afternoon. But have you, Brother Russell, ever regretted assisting a brother in need for whatever reason? We don't have to call the brother's name. We don't have to say what the situation was, but have you ever assisted a brother and felt like, you know what, this brother bamboozled me. He was not a genuine brother. I provided something to him that he said he was in need of, whether that was a shoulder, whether that was someplace to sleep, because we know brother Russell's home might as well be a open Airbnb. His home and his backyard is open to any Mason that is in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
You know, but have you ever found yourself in a position where there was a bad apple, so to speak, who kind of put a bad taste in your mouth?
Being totally fair to the question, and fair to myself, I've had the good, the bad, and the ugly, and my answer still remains the same. Because when I do something for someone, I do it with a pure heart. It's just me. You know, that person might have failed me. You know, I brush it off because at the end of the day, it's something that I always say. I'm a given person, and whatever I give, I not only give for them, but I give for myself as well. And I give for myself to the point where that, because I came from nothing. And so me giving is based on the fact that I have to give. Not that I have money, because it could be a conversation.
Exactly.
I've been there. I've been there needing a conversation. It could have been a hug. I've been there. I am one who have needed hugs. Hey, as a man.
Yep.
Hey,
Sometimes it has happened.
Hey, just need them hug.
Yeah, boy.
You know.
Powerful.
You know. So my objective of when I do something for somebody is for them, and it's also for me. It's because I accept the fact, and I think a lot of people should accept this fact, that, you know, we came from nothing.
Exactly.
You know, all of us gonna die, and at some point we may be on our dying beds, and be, you know, and you would ask yourself the question, boy, what have you ever done for somebody?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
The things that you do for people is what creates that legacy for you.
That legacy.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no,
Oh, yeah.
I don't care how much money you have or resources. The things that will carry on your memory are the
Yeah.
things that you did for people.
Yeah.
When 20 years down the line,
Yeah.
someone can say,
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah.
you know what? Brother Russell did this for me
Yeah.
way back when.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you know. So I want to always be that brother that has the capacity to be able to give. You know, that's just me. I you know, yeah.
So now we come to my favorite part of the podcast, brethren. Based on today's topic, and we will start with Brother Divine because he has to run. Brother Divine, have you ever run into a brother who did not shy away or hesitate to assist you when you were in need of anything? And if you did, please name that brother. You don't have to tell us the situation, but name that brother so that we know who our brother's keeper is.
No, brother, that I can think of. Well, first off, I'm not really a person to... Hello? Okay. First off, I'm not really a person that reaches out to anybody. Like, I think it could be somewhat of pride, but that's not me. I wouldn't say it's pride, but we'll go with that. So, brother.
Listen to me, you can't have no pride in this thing, boy.
No, I wouldn't. Like I say, it's not pride. It's just me being like.
I was gonna crack a
like
joke
to-
and say, boy, how we done see you? You can't have no pride now.
No, it's like
all your pride and proudness gone out the window, boy.
all right, not pride. We'll figure out what it is, but I would say my brother Basil Joannis. From what I've seen with him, he loves this, and
Yes.
I could have conversations with him about certain things, and the few things I asked him for, he came through. So that's a brother I can say.
All right. Shout out to our good old brother BJ.
Brother BJ.
We gotta get brother BJ on one episode of the level. We gotta
we do.
extend the cordial hand out to him. All right, so now
He ain't doing nothing. Only grilling.
so now next up, brother Carol. Let us know, has there been a brother who, in any capacity, who has, assisted you when you were in need? Let us know. Shout out that brother.
I'll have to say brothers, not just a brother.
We only need one. Everyone is feels so nervous when I ask this question. Nobody wants to feel like they are neglecting another brother. But no, we understand that there are many brothers that fall in the category that you could name. But we just want one for today. Just one brother who you could say, when it comes down to it, that's a brother who has imparted on your Masonic journey by assisting you when you were that brother in need.
That brother will have to be Brother Divine. Most definitely Brother Divine. He always there, he checks upon me. We have a bond together, as you can see. I also check upon him. Actually, I check upon everyone, but I make sure that because of that bond we have and share, I try to make sure he's always straight.
Shout out to Brother Divine. He already left the room, but shout out to Brother Divine. All right, Brother Williams, you are up. You are in the hot seat.
I don't know. I almost feel like brother Carol. There are so many. And
Don't do that, Leroy. Don't do that.
And for particular reasons, right? There's different points in life, right? But no point in time trumps another. But I will say, I'll say this in all fairness, and please don't think I'm brown nosing or using this opportunity because he is there. But I will shout out Brother Carol. And this was long before my Masonic journey even began. But I randomly stopped at a bar in Crossing Rock, by the way, so way out of town for the people who are from Abaco and understand.
Where
distance,
is
right?
Crossing Rock?
Crossing Rock is my job
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. So as soon as you pass Crossing Rock and you think you've made it somewhere, then you got to drive another 20 minutes to get to the last end, which is Sunny Point. But yeah, so I I was there and I randomly stopped to a bar needing a drink at the point. And I walked in and he was in there. And he said, "What are you drinking?" And at the time, so to add context to it and not to make a long story longer, but I knew Brother Carol through my cousin that's a little bit older than me, but they are friends. And so I knew him. It wasn't that we were friends necessarily. He said, "What are you drinking?" I said, "I'm drinking this." So he turns to me after a while and he says, "Something looks off." And I said, this was during the pandemic time, I want to think, or just before it, or, definitely after the storm. And so everyone could understand how everyone's mindset was
Yeah,
after the
definitely.
storm.
Yeah.
Right? It was crazy for us all, right? And so he says, he walks on the side of me and he sticks something in my pocket. He says, "Hey, I don't know if that can help, but I hope it helps." And that was it. He walked off, finished dancing, and that was it. Got in my car, put my hand in my pocket. It was the exact amount of money that I needed. Not wanted, needed. And I've told this story, in other settings. And the craziest thing is he doesn't even remember doing it. And that's how you know that's someone with a good heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, definitely.
anytime I have had the opportunity to repay that tenfold,
Yeah.
I have always tried to step up to the plate and will always step up to the plate.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I wanted to use this platform for sure to tell that story and to say thank you again publicly.
There we go. There we
you
go. I like it. And for me, and not to beat a dead horse, mine is very, very simple because we happen to have him on the level as a guest. A special guest right now is our good old brother Tito Russell. I will never stop singing of my good brother's praises because the relationship that me and my good brother have, it transcends Freemasonry. Before Freemasonry, he's been a person who I could look to for guidance. I'm talking just in life, right? He's been that big brother long before I even became a Freemason, long before I even was interested in Freemasonry, if I wanted to be honest, and since becoming a Freemason, it has never changed. He's never wavered. We can have open discussions about any and everything. If there's anything that I need, I know I could call him first. And I know that may sound like a strong statement. Listen to me. And my good brother Russell knows I would call him, even if it's 12 o'clock in the night and I just want to talk, I could call him. I'll pop up in the front room and we'll just sit there until he get tired of me and say, find some reason to say, yeah, he got to go to work or something. So like you say, Brother Williams, it's not a matter of, brown nosing or anything like that. It's giving a brother his roses while he's alive, and I've told him this privately and publicly, but Brother Russell is that brother for me who I know for a fact he has never shied away from assisting me when I was in need, regardless of what that need was, financial, material, emotional, or otherwise. And so for that, I will always be indebted to my good brother. And I will always, shout out to him. All right. So now, Brother Russell, you are in the hot seat. The last of the Mohicans, so to speak. So let us know who is that brother who has embodied that for you.
Okay. So this is a tough one because there are different points in my life where persons touch my life. For instance, Brother Carol touched my life at a particular point in time.
Boy, Brother Carol, you's a popular brother, man.
Yeah. Brother Williams. Brother Williams has touched my life through deep conversation.
Shout outs to Brother Leroy.
But the person today is you, big brother. Brother McDonald, you like you say, we kind of think alike in a lot of different aspects, And because of that, you know, not saying that everybody ain't got principle, but you know, some principles like I'm a disciplinary. That's just my character. As as nice as what I am, and I think I could drink just as much as anyone. Like when it's time for practice, practice.
Yep.
When it's time for being serious, it's time to be serious. And I believe in these concepts, and I think you have some of these same concepts, and I appreciate you for that, my brother. So brother, is you today. Now tomorrow it may be somebody else.
Well, I can take it today. I can applaud myself today, pat myself on the back. I appreciate that, my brother, and you know the love is mutual.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
And
man.
so, brethren, we have come to the end of yet another episode, so I will pass it off to my good old brother Williams to chime us out on this one. A very, very good discussion, healthy, wholehearted, and I absolutely love the points that everyone would have brought up. So, Brother Williams, the floor is yours.
Yes, very great. I wanna once again say thank you to Brother Tito. An amazing conversation, and to all of the brethren that were in studio here tonight. A round of applause to you guys. Hit me with it. Yeah. But as we are now at the end of another great discussion on the level, we want to thank once again everyone that was in. And until the next episode, brethren, where we meet on the level.
On the level.